it's my honor to meet you in person, have a chance to interview you. So would you like to introduce yourself, even though we all know about you already, but to this camera?
I'm Wynton Marsalis. I'm a musician, and I'm honored to be here with the Jazz at Lincoln Orchestra. We can't wait.
So I know you have been here before, including your last show at the LG Art Center in 2023. So what were your impressions on the Korean audience and the Art Center?
Well, I love the center. I love LG. Just all of the different things that they make and how easy it makes life. I love the fact that I could put my suit in a box and it's iron, man. It's fantastic. But I thought there were a lot of people. The people were very enthusiastic, and the Korean audience is always great for music in general, classical music. So it's a good listening audience, and we were received very well. Heard some good young musicians. So yeah, we're looking forward to coming, and I'm happy about being here.
So when people listen to your music, what kind of connection do you want them to feel between the musicians and music and themselves?
I think our music is a lot like life. Like you and I are just talking. We don't know each other.
I know about you.
But the fact that you speak English
Right.
means we can communicate. The language is now a conduit. We could still get along even without speaking, but the language makes it easier. That's what music is. So our music is like a language. It's a conduit. And it's a very human music. And it's about how human beings relate to each other around the central issue of creating something together. It has fundamentals that force us into an arena that allows us to co-create.
So it's often said that Jazz at Lincoln Center has played a key role in shaping today's jazz landscape. So looking back almost 40 years with the Jazz at Lincoln Center, what was the most challenging part of building this kind of platform?
The hardest thing probably is dealing with American racism. It makes everything challenging, right? So I would say that's the hardest part, dealing with a critical community who would rather review rock and roll or anything that they consider to be white, deal with the apathetic black audience who's being victimized by rap music, being in an environment that's hostile to intellectual viewpoints that are not sanctioned. That's been the most difficult thing. But luckily for us at Jazz at Lincoln Center, we have people from all walks, every type of person on our board, every type of musician, and everybody together was able to create a collectivity that the public embraced. So that was the good part of it. But the difficult part was that you have to deal with it.
Right. So, well, how did you overcome those difficulties?
You don't overcome them, you fight with them. They're still a reality.
Are you still fighting those challenges?
I'm always fighting for humanity. Right? You have to fight for it.
Right.
And it doesn't matter whether it's black and white in America. It could be Korean. Or it could be anything that reduces us and makes us be against each other when it's much easier to not be against each other.
Yeah.
So it's always a battle. It's always a struggle. It is. Until we get to a higher consciousness as human beings, it will be a struggle.
But don't you get frustrated in these fights? Because
No.
they're endless fighting? Is it?
No.
No?
You fight up to the level of your ambition for humanity.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes, but can it be achieved?
No, in this time.
No?
But the fight is the achievement in this time.
All right, so it's necessary.
It's like you're building a building. People built cathedrals, right? It took 450 years.
Yeah.
So if you started that cathedral and somebody asks you, when is it going to be finished? Say, in 400 years.
Yes.
It's just you're a part of the struggle.
Right.
And there are billions of people on earth engaged in that same struggle in their way, in their field, you are a small part of it. And that's all. So you don't get frustrated in that way because you're a small part of it.
Right. So, but there must have been achievements. So I want to ask you this question. Now you're approaching to your final season as an artistic director. What do you feel has been truly achieved?
Man, I mean, so many things. The first thing was to raise the standard of playing. So we have to play on this level as ensembles and as soloists. Then to build an orchestra with a sound. And then to have the orchestra able to play music from all of the eras of the music. For me, acoustic eras of the music. The electronic music, probably the next generations of people will play it. But for me, it was more to play the New Orleans music, the music of the jazz age, the music is called bebop, the contemporary music we play, the music that is put all the music together as one. That was a big achievement. Then the establishment of a playable library of scores that anybody can access a lot of Duke Ellington's music, which was not available when I was growing up playing. Then it would be to have as many education programs as we have for musicians and non-musicians. So to get all the younger kids playing Duke Ellington's music, a form of music nobody had ever played. It became our biggest program. 30 years we've been doing it. And then to build a building for the music. We have 3 different concert spaces, a bigger hall, a kind of 500 or 600 seat hall, a club, to put out records, to develop platforms like Jazz Live, where we will have, eventually you'll be able to tune in and see people playing all the time. Blue Engine is our record company that we started. To get on the road and play all over in the form of big band music people were not necessarily listening to, and that we could keep an audience for it. And then for me to write the different types of music that I wrote with all the different musicians, from Brazilian musicians to flamenco music to tango to different types of orchestral music. So that's a few of them. There's still many other things. And the greatness of the orchestra, all the members improvise, all the arrangers, and the way the orchestra is playing, what they're improvising and playing with each other, and the kind of model of citizenship like we have. Those are some of the things.
You've mentioned contemporary while you were answering. What would be your definition of contemporary in jazz? Because it can vary very differently.
Yeah. Whatever people are playing now, who can play? Like if you can play and you're playing now, it's contemporary.
Even if it's a traditional music?
If you can play now, you have a suit on. Did you say, man, let me put a traditional suit on? You have glasses. Did you say, let me put these traditional glasses on? There's a camera there. They say, man, let me put this traditional camera out. We're sitting on chairs. That's a traditional chair. We live in a life of that is fluid. We were talking earlier about the box that can iron your suit. Now that's new to me. That's new to me. It's like, but the fact of that iron does not mean I'm not going to eat eggs for breakfast.
No.
So we live in an environment that everything is represented. We don't have to destroy things that exist in order to do new things. They're all a part of contemporary life.
Also, you mentioned about the next generation. People often say that the next generation will take jazz to a higher level, whether you agree or not, but what would that higher ground look like to you?
I think the higher ground for jazz would be that an audience would listen to it.
You mean people?
People just listen to it.
Right.
It's like reading books, right? Sometimes you get to where an achievement is just read the books. Don't read the cliff notes.
Right.
Don't read an article about it. Don't listen to somebody's opinion about it. Read it. So I think that, and art is a certain way because it's a representative language. You don't get to higher levels. You get to a level. And there are sometimes people who are unbelievable players, like Charlie Parker was a great player. But what he played didn't change what Bach played, right? Because the human soul and the architecture of that is not on a higher level. One day, perhaps, the consciousness will evolve. But we're in the process of always working on that. So the art forms they're not required to be like technology.
Right.
You need to make a statement that will touch someone in your way. And you need for jazz to be able to improvise and play with other people who are doing that. Whether you're on a higher level than Monk, I don't know. But that's not a reason not to play it.
Right.
You know, it should people in Western music not have written counterpoint because they were never going to be great as Bach? It didn't keep Beethoven from writing contrapuntally. And that's part of the challenge in the arts is to use technical things and to use skills that exist to make a deeper statement and to make a personal statement.
Right.
In the case of jazz, we all make that personal statement together, so it's never one person. It's always a group of people.
But do you believe that jazz evolves?
All things evolve, and they also devolve.
Really?
Yes.
So
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Things evolve and they devolve.
Yeah.
So the question of anything on a scale of evolution is this an evolution or is this a devolution? And that, you can figure it out if you study it. What are the fundamentals? What does this mean? What is the function of it? Then you can determine. Is this an evolution or is it a devolution?
Whether it's evolution or devolution, what should remain unchanged in jazz?
Everything changes. You know, it's not possible to say what should remain unchanged. One thing that we can make sure we can say about fundamentals, you need water to survive. One day maybe not, but you need water.
Yeah.
So, you know, in jazz there's certain fundamentals. It's not that they don't change. It's just that they are fundamentals. Like you can put tea in water, still water based. So those things are the blues, of course, improvisation, swinging. That means the bottom is moving, and when the bottom moves, everybody then has to play. When the bottom is static, you play a different way. When the bottom repeats the same part over and over again. When we call it a slave part, because your part is only repetition. Dum, 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 dum. It doesn't mean bad or good. It just means your part is always the same. That part has to be free sometimes in jazz. And Afro-Latin music or music of other cultures is a part of it, figuring out how to bring those fundamentals into your way of playing on claves or rhythmic things that come from African diasporic music. Those are fundamentals of the music. So when we say they change, there's such broad fundamentals that there's millions of ways to play blues.
Right.
But there are trillions of ways to not play it.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, I want to get some wise advice for jazz community in Korea. So in Korea, many jazz musicians are building their careers independently without any kind of strong institutional support. So what would be the first step towards creating a sustainable jazz ecosystem?
Everything starts with the community. Even if you don't play good, if you have a community, you'll get better.
Yeah.
So I think for my younger people who are not musicians, the community of listeners who are willing to work with the musicians so they improve. So I think all of the energy has to go into that community. Let's get people around the music, listening to the music, dancing to the music, learning about the records, talking about the music, discography, read stuff that people wrote about the music. For musicians is to get a book of music that they can play and to play a job. No matter how small, play that job. Get your musicians and play for people and stay in front of people playing. Always work on your book, work on your music, and always present it to people. And always present what you feel, not what you think people want to hear.
That's very difficult, you know?
Take courage.
Because musicians often think this might not attract other people.
Let the people reject it and then change. If you want, you have to work. So if you're not working, you have to figure something out. But you owe it to yourself to go to the highest level you can go to. Don't go to the lowest level because you don't respect people hearing. people will rise more than you think they will rise if you make your sound something they can understand and relate to, and if you present it to them with the passion that you have for it, give them the chance to reject it. Don't you reject it before they reject it.
Right. So I want another advice from you because I think it would be nice if you can give a message to the jazz community in Korea, including the musicians, promoters, and audiences. What would it be?
I think that I would just say jazz is a wonderful way to create the new world you want to see. We see now the world, many people want to go back. They want to go back to a tribal past. They want to demonize other people, talk about other people, attack other people.
Yeah.
Our music is not about that. Our music is the opposite of that. Our music has love in it. It embraces people. You know, jazz renews your faith in humanity, in the human being, and it makes us find each other. And it's something we really need to do in this time more than ever. So I just would say to the community, nurture the community, nurture the musicians, nurture the thoughts about it, and study the music and get into it, because it's great music with a great history and a great tradition, with many great figures that will give you a lifetime of good listening. You'll never exhaust it, because they made a lot of recordings.
Right. Maybe say something for your fans in Korea too.
I hope you enjoy the music that we're playing. We're coming here, we're trying to swing and bring you the sounds of real jazz, and we're honored.